Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, a warm welcome to Oracle Fusion HCM training offered by UnoGeeks. In this video, we'll see how to implement bursting in a BIP report. Bursting in BIP report is quite important in ERP Cloud because BIP reports are used for two purposes in ERP Cloud. It can be used as a reporting option or for reporting purpose, and it can also be used as an outbound integration option. Okay, so say for example, if you want to extract some information from ERP or HCM cloud, and if you want to share it with downstream systems, the standard way of doing it is by building a BIP report. So you will build a BIP report, generate a CSV output, and you will probably burst that output and place it in a destination so that the downstream systems can pick up that file and process it at their end. So whenever you use bursting a BI report as an outbound integration, and in some of the use cases where you use a BI report as a reporting option as well, there would be a requirement to burst the output to some destination such as a UCM, which stands for Universal Content Management, or WCC, or a content server. Everything means the same. So it's basically a storage area that comes with the cloud application out of the box. So you might have to upload the output to UCM or to an SFTP location so that the downstream systems can pick up the files and process it at their end. So we'll see how to implement that bursting in a BIP report in this video. And we'll use the report that we have created in the previous videos. So over the past 3 or 4 videos, we have seen how to build an employee assignment report, a data model, and we have seen how to create an RTF layout, and we have also seen how to register a BA report as an ESS job, right? So in case you haven't watched those videos, watch those videos first and then come back to this one. And we'll implement bursting in that report that we have built in the previous video. So to implement the bursting, the first thing you need to do is go back to the report definition. So I'm in the catalog now. Go to the data model, edit it. And in every data model, there will be a driving query, which means the first query that gets executed and drives the data model. And in our case, it's a person query. So copy the query and paste it to a notepad. And you can take out, leave the entire query as is and just take out the columns from the select clause. And in here, so you basically need to come up with with a bursting query, and you need to attach that bursting query here. So you have to add in your bursting query here. So to come up with a bursting query, you have to pick up the driving query, take out the columns from the select list, and add in the columns that are required for the bursting query. And let me show you a few bursting queries, and that will help you understand how you need to come up with a bursting query for different destinations. So if you see here, I have 3 bursting queries. The first one will upload the file to UCM. In case you're not aware what UCM is, every ERP cloud instance comes with something called as a content server or UCM. So to access it, you copy the instance URL, paste it in the browser, and put CS at the end. CS stands for content server, and you access that link. It will take you into the content server page. So whenever you have to load something into ERP or HCM cloud, or whenever you have to extract something from ERP or HCM cloud and share it with downstream systems, you will typically be doing it to this space, to this content server or UCM or WCC. Everything means the same: content server, WCC, and UCM. People might refer to it with different names. But our end goal is to burst the output generated by the ESS job and upload it to UCM so that the downstream systems can pick up that file and process it at their end. Okay, so to do that, so to upload the file to UCM, or output to UCM rather, I need to come up with a query which has these parameters, okay, in the select list. So if you look at the select columns, or if you look at the columns that go into the select clause, there will be two sets of columns here. One set of columns are specific to the layout or report, and another set of columns will be specific to the destination. Okay, so if you look at the first four columns, let's start building this. So you have to, let me drag it out. Let me move this to a new instance. So I need to mention what column I intend to use as a key. So you have to select a unique column. So in the report, yes, we have a person ID column. So I'll select person ID as a key. This is important. You need to select a split key, and you need to mention the template name, locale, and the output format. So these three parameters are related to the template that you're interested in. So if you go back to the report definition, go to catalog, edit the report, click on view a list, and you copy the template name from there and use it here. Okay, so it'll be quite difficult to debug bursting queries in case something goes wrong. Output just comes out blank, and it becomes really difficult to debug the bursting issues. So it's worth spending those 2 minutes extra to get your bursting query absolutely right, rather than spending an hour after debugging what might have gone wrong. So the template name, locale, output format, everything should exactly match with the configuration you have in your report. Okay, so the name, copy it from a template name, and the output format, the default format is PDF. So select it as PDF, that's fine. A locale, it's a locale that you selected here. So if you selected English United States, pass it as EN hyphen caps, US in caps. So if you have probably selected English here, you should not pass in locale as EN US. Instead, you have to pass it as EN. So be very careful with what you're passing in here. Okay. And you need to first add in a set of parameters related to the template, and then you have to add in few more parameters related to the destination. So in this case, I want to upload the file to UCM. So I will add in a set of parameters related to the UCM upload. So if you look at those parameters, let me just paste them here. So I have to pass in around 10 parameters along with the delivery channel. Delivery channel is important, and you need to mention to where you want to deliver the file, or what is the destination. In this case, if it is a UCM, you have to mention it as WCC. It stands for a web center content. Yes, I want to upload the output to this location. Okay, if you want to email it, you will use a different delivery channel. So if you scroll down, you have to mention it as email. And in case if you want to place it in FTP location, or drop it in as FTP location, you use FTP. Okay, so use appropriate delivery channel, and you have to mention few parameters. And the parameter one is a content server name. You can stick to the same name in any instance. This is a default UCM server name. And you need to mention the security group. This is again a standard security group that we use whenever we want to import or export files from Fusion. Parameter 3 is the content, is the author of the file. So when you try to upload a file to UCM, if you try to do a new check-in, you will have to fill in all these options. And since we are trying to do it from a bursting query, we still have to pass on all those details. So upload the file with author as curtis.pt, or instead I can say hcm_impl, because we have logged in as hcm_impl, right? So we will create it with the same username. We'll use the same name as an author, or you can use any other name as well. That should be fine. Parameter 4 account, you can leave it optional. And parameter 5 and 6, 5 is a title. So what should be the title of the file that gets uploaded? So I've mentioned the UnoGeeks person assignment report, and I'm prefixing the time or suffixing the timestamp in a specific format again. And I'm using the same name as a output file name as well, but with a .pdf extension. Okay, so parameter 9 is false, no custom metadata. Parameter 10, yeah, I don't want to drop it in any specific folder. So once you come up with a query like this, you copy it. Review the bursting query once or twice before you use it. Copy it, Go back to the data model. Edit the data model. Go to bursting tab and add in the query. You can probably call it as burst to UCM. Select the data source as HCM because it's a HCM report after all. Select the split by option as person ID, the deliver by option also as person ID, and you paste in the SQL query that you have prepared. Save the report. So it says column ambiguously defined. So let's scroll up and select a pp f.person ID because you have the person ID column. Sorry, I think you have the person ID column in these two tables. So if you just mention person ID, it will not know from which table it needs to pick up. So you just say PAPF so that it picks up the person ID from the employee table. Save the query, go to catalog, and we can test this out by running the ESS job, schedule new process, can search for the ESS job. And expectation is that the bursting query needs to kick in after the output is generated, and the PDF file should be uploaded to the UCM. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to for the bursting query to get synced, but let's see if it's already done. So you see that the report is succeeded. And you see an arrow mark here. This indicates that yes, there was a delivery option setup, and you see the delivery status here. So expand the output option, and you see a split value, which is a person ID, and you see the parameters here. So yes, you've asked me to upload the file to UCM, and I've done my job. So that's a summary that you see here. So you see the details that you have passed in, and you will also see the file name that is uploaded. And whenever you upload a file to UCM, you get back a content ID, which is a sort of a unique ID for the file. So you can pick up the content ID and search for the file, or you can also search with the file name. So search for the content ID. You will see a file uploaded. Click on the eye icon, and if you scroll down, you see the PDF output. Look at the PDF output generated, open it up, and you see that the output generated by the ESS job has been uploaded to UCM now. So it might not probably make sense to upload a PDF to content server, but you get the idea, right? So if you're probably building a BIP report as an outbound integration, so if you're probably extracting locations or say employees, and you generate a file, and if you want to place it in UCM so that the downstream systems can pick it up, this is how you do it. So you come up with a bursting query and use it in the data model, and then you run the ESS job. And after the job completes, you should see the file uploaded to UCM. And similar to UCM, you can also deliver the file to other destinations such as email or SFTP. So if you want, you can send out send the output or burst the output and send it as an email. And you will usually come across this requirement in reports like AR invoice print report or a purchase order print report, wherein you want to print the AR invoices and send them out to customers, burst them out to the customers, or in the case of POs, you might want to burst them and send it out to the suppliers. In such cases, you might want to come up with a query like this and use it as a bursting query. So if you compare this query with the previous one, the first few parameters will remain same because those are template specific parameters. And after that, you see the changes come in from here. So a delivery channel, instead of using it as WCC, you will use it as email. You can mention the two email ID. You can mention CC from email. You can mention the subject body, and you can also mention the reply to email. Okay. So you can, we're not going to plug this in and see it in action, but you can probably come up with a query similar to this and use it to email out the output. And on a similar note, you can also burst the output to SFTP location. But if you want to do it to SFTP, you will have to use these parameters. Like you have to use the delivery channel as FTP, parameter 1 as a server name, folder path, and you have to give the PDF. And there is a prerequisite for delivering the output to SFTP. You have to go to administration, and you will have to set up the FTP server there. Go to administration, go to manage BA publisher, and you will see an option under delivery. You see an option called FTP. Click on it, and you need to add your SFTP server here first, and then you can use this query. So register your SFTP server here, pick up the server name that you use here, and use it here as a server name. Okay. Thank you for watching this video, guys. In case you are interested in Oracle Fusion HCM training offered by UnoGeeks, please call us or send a WhatsApp message on this number. You can also email us on info@unogeeks.com. Thank you.